All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 7:34, and welcome to the April 6th, 2026 meeting of the Mayor and Town Council of Forest Heights. This meeting will now come to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Present.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Here.
Councilmember Brownson,
Here.
Councilmember Little, Councilmember McDonald, I know I saw Councilmember McDonald earlier. Councilmember McDonald,
It doesn't look like she's unmuted yet.
Council President Noble,
Here.
Mayor.
Present.
We can acknowledge that Councilmember McDonald is online.
Let's ask for her one more time.
Councilmember McDonald, can you come off of mute and announce yourself present?
Okay, Madam Clerk, you can proceed.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, next on our agenda, we will have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Next, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. We ask that everyone who is able will join us in standing at this time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Next, we have meeting minutes for March 18th, 2026. These minutes were distributed in advance. Are there any additions or corrections to these minutes? All right, hearing none, minutes are accepted as they're presented. Next, we'll move to approval of the main agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's main agenda?
Move that we approve tonight's agenda.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve tonight's agenda. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it, and the agenda is approved. Next, we will have a swearing in for our Ethics Commissioner, Ms. Monica Lawson. Please come forward. But we have someone who can hold the Bible on this law. And council will stand here. You'll stand on this side, and you'll place your left hand on the Bible and the right hand. I state your name.
I state.
Do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And that I will be faithful.
And I will be faithful.
And bear true allegiance.
And bear true allegiance.
to the state of Maryland,
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality and prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Ethics Commissioner
Ethics Commissioner
in the town of Fort
in the
Sites,
town of Forsyth,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of the state.
Congratulations. Would you like to have any words? Would you like to have any words?
Oh,
For those who don't know, Ms. Monica Lawson is being reappointed to the Ethics Commission. She's been in the town for many years. I won't say how many, long time.
yes, sir.
And we appreciate her volunteering her efforts once again. Before you leave, we're going to take a photograph, and we also want you to sign as well. Who's going to make her minutes? All right, let's keep this Lawson in hand. Next, we will move into council member and mayor reports. We'll begin first in Ward 1. If Councilmember McDonald, if you're there and can hear us. Okay, not hearing her at the moment, so we'll go to Ward 2 and we'll circle back. We'll begin with Councilmember Brownson.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just want to mention that the community garden will have its opening day on April the 11th. That's this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Everyone can come out and help. We need manpower. So if someone want to come out and volunteer to help us, resurface the beds and put in, soil in beds and pots, it'll be greatly appreciated. And if anyone would like to buy a bed at the garden, the bed fee is $50 for the entire growing season. And the town provides most of the things that you need other than your seeding and your plants and your manpower to your bed. So it's a great opportunity to get fresh fruits and vegetables to your family and friends. So we encourage everyone that would like to buy a bed to bring $50 to the town hall. You're renting it for the year, for the growing season, which starts March 15th through December the 15th.
March 15th.
Yes, the growing season starts March 15th through December 15th, according to Maryland Park and Planning.
When you talk about resurfacing the bed, what exactly?
It means that the beds that we have already during the year, the soil like kind of disintegrates, so you need to put new soil in it, that has fertilizer in it, so when, plant your seeds or plant, vegetables, crops that they are fertilized, so it's putting new soil into the beds. And you might have to take some old soil out because it might be too full.
So if you do get volunteers, do they need to bring tools or are they?
No, we have everything you need. We have the gloves, we have the equipment, and we have the soil. And you don't have to, you can just give 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you can give, we appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope to see you there.
And what time does this run again?
It's gonna be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and you can come out anytime during that stay as long as you like. And we'll appreciate the help. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Ward 2. Councilmember Kennedy.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay, I see Councilmember McDonald back on. We'll go to Ward 1 for Councilmember McDonald.
Yes, good evening. I am present today. Just wanted to share a couple things. One is the opportunity for persons to get involved
Just a
with
moment. We're working on ensuring your audio comes through.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? What's wrong? Can y'all hear me?
We can see you, but we can't hear you at the moment. Just a second as we get the audio adjusted. And thank you everyone for bearing with us tonight.
Yeah, and you sound good online, Councilmember McDonald.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Sure. I don't know that they can in the room, but I hear you online.
Okay. So I can be heard online, but not in the room. Okay.
All right, Councilmember.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can continue. We can hear you now.
Okay, good evening. So I am
Oh.
present to this evening for the meeting. Also, I just wanted to share a few things. One is
Okay.
the
Our apologies. We're having another issue here.
can you hear me now? Still can't hear me?
Yes.
It's a sort of an echo.
Okay.
Just want to share that the seniors technology savviness class that we had scheduled in April will be rescheduled in May the 8th, and it will still be at 12 o'clock in the community room. And then the event with Oxen Cove and Potomac River Keepers will be serving as I'll be serving as a registrant for that event. And I think that's all for right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will go to, I'm going to put a notification up on the screen for that. Next, we'll go to Ward 3, and we're going to begin with Councilmember Hines.
Good evening. Hope everyone enjoyed themselves on their holiday. First, I would like to talk about things that we used to do, and maybe, you know, we can get a vote with the council and the mayor as far as recycle. We used to do it in October, and we used to do it in April. And I understand that, you know, we used to also do Denny Moore. Yes, that was a cleanup that we used to do in April and in October. I would like to see if maybe we could get a vote or something where we could bring it back. We used to also have a dumpster that if the town, you know, residents needed to drop something off, it was a great idea because, you know, residents were able to get rid of unwanted items that they might not be able to get rid of on bulk day or whatever. But if we can, you know, maybe make a resolution so that this can be, you know, every 6 months, April and October thing, that would, you know, so I'd like to hear from the council. How do they feel about that? Also, I had a resident knock on my door again and asked about the nice little ditch that's in the on Onondaga, and they wanted to know when could they get it fixed, when would it get fixed. So told them that I would, you know, talk about it today. I would, you know, they could call the town hall. I think right now that's it. Thank you very much. Listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilmember Hines. We have the Onondaga location on a list, so I would say stay tuned for more information about what happens next there. Second, Council President, also representing Ward 3.
Good evening, everyone. Short tonight. We have residents with their video cameras on their phones throughout the town. So they're reporting a lot of trash. And we're trying to keep up with how to make the town beautiful. And we can only do that with the help of Public Works. So if we could just put forth a conscious effort on the trash that has obviously been there for a while. I can point out more specifically with Mr. Jackson what I'm talking about. This is just a question. I had the April newsletter. Is it possible to get the next month's calendar in here as well? Or is it just the current month? That's just a question.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't have the answer, but we can determine if it's possible and come back with a solid response.
Because May 4th, the chief has agreed to neighborhood watch, May 4th, at 6 o'clock. And then following that will be public safety committee meeting. And then following that will be the town work session. So I just wanted to put that out now for notice. And on the comment that Councilwoman Hines made, I agree about the shredding and the dumping, or not dumping, but cleanup. Thank you, cleanup. So if it's possible, maybe we can have a recurring time that people will just know that we're shredding and third Saturday of April and October every year, that we don't have to readdress this because this has been a practice for a long time in the town. So I think that concludes my comments for this evening. Thank you.
On the shredding and recycling, it looks like we could do that and wouldn't require a resolution. Just want to find dates where we have enough time to identify who the vendor will be and then put the information out to the community. So we are looking at potentially using some of the market series dates that are coming up over the summer and the fall, since we'll already have folks aware. And we can also work on adding it to the calendar of events for next fiscal year. So we'll already have those dates locked in for the fall and then for next spring. The other thing I was going to mention was we're very much aware that Public Works is going to have, they're going to be leaving their mark more around the town. Our new Public Works supervisor starts next week. He starts next week. And you were here when he was, when we passed the resolution to hire him. He has a job ahead of him and he's aware of what it is. So we expect to see a marked improvement once he's on board. Councilmember Kennedy, you had something else?
Just about the dumpsters in the past, that was concurrent with the stream cleanup. And then we had the dumpster out there for about 5 to 7 days where residents can bring whatever they wanted. The shred event may or may not have been concurrent with that event, but we did have 1 or 2 of those throughout the year. So that way residents can bring whatever they need to shred, as opposed to trying to burn it or kill their little, some people burn their paper. So just wanted to put that on record. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, for those who were joining us in the auditorium today, presenting some slides just to your right, over your shoulder, for April 6th. First up, just want to thank our team and residents, commissioners, council members, and staff members who came out for our State of the Town address. It was an evening where we got a chance to bring the community together, community stakeholders, residents, and those who are helping us to move Foresights forward. We would like to especially thank our Chief Administrative Officer and Town Administrator, Mr. Clay Jackson, for marshaling our troops, so to speak, and helping that event to be successful. We want to thank our clerk for collecting names and volunteers who are looking forward to getting involved with commissions, boards, volunteering, and the town's efforts. We were able to share information about all the different things the town is doing, and especially how residents can get involved in shaping our next chapters. Also want to bring to your attention that we are launching the Foresights Market Series after feedback and input from the council and the community. It's going to be on Saturday, April 25th from 12 to 4 p.m. in the gathering space, which is that nice green park directly next to Henry's Soul Cafe. You can see it from Indian Head 210, and you can also walk there from a lot of the streets on the west side of town. This market series is for you and it's by you because we're looking for vendors from the community as well as small businesses and residents to participate in getting a table so you can be part of the market series. We'll have some food and some music and other entertainment so you can come together with your neighbors. Again, find out if there's a way you want to volunteer or participate in the town and help move Foresights forward. Looking forward to that. You may have noticed in the past week or so that the State Highway Administration has finally started repaving the roadway on 210 between Seneca Drive and 495. The southbound lanes have had some notorious bumps that have been damaging cars and just making the roadway unpleasant and unsafe for many years. So we're happy they're finally out there beginning this project. And based on the information they've given us, they're going to continue this as long as maybe midsummer. They may wrap up sooner, depending on weather. And you can expect interruptions and different traffic patterns on the highways during the main part of the day. It looks like they may be doing most of it on the weekend to start, but you could expect it to be double or single lane closures until the project is finished. The Strategic Planning Commission held their first meeting in March, and they're going to meet again in April. They'll be reviewing proposals for consultants that can help with the strategic planning process, engaging the community in workshops, surveys, and other sessions, and they will be making a recommendation to council. I was able to participate in the Career Day at Flintstone Elementary. That was on March 26th, and got a chance to visit a first, fourth, and fifth grade class. We're back this year, and we did something where they get to get involved and share their ideas for what they would do for Foresight. So in each of those classes, 3 participants got up and talked about their platform for why their classmates should elect them. And then they held a mock election. And so they now have 3 new class mayors this year. One person actually randomly, through raising her hand and participating, being vocal, she apparently was reelected. I guess the last time I was there, she was elected a mayor, and I guess she's doing a good job. So she got it back again. Last Monday, was able to attend the District 26 Legislative Night in Annapolis. That's where our state senator, C. Anthony Muse, and our delegates, Delegate Balderrama, Delegate Woods, and Delegate Turner, gave an update about some of the legislative wins and priorities they've worked on behalf of the town and District 26, which includes Forest Heights. Council President Noble was also there, as were many other neighboring jurisdictions and communities and community partners. We were also happy to be recognized, Forest Heights, for some of the things that we're doing. And so we're thankful for our legislators for recognizing Forest Heights and some of the ways that we are moving things forward for our residents. And then we just have a recap of some of the upcoming events which have been mentioned. They're just here on the screen so you can see them, all the dates and times. Forest Heights Community Garden opening day. That's Saturday, April 11th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's this Saturday, so that's coming up very soon. Then on the 18th of April, the Oxon Hill Coven Farm will host the Extravaganza. That is a program that's put on by the National Park Service, and it's going to be Saturday, April 18th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're an increasingly committed partner with the town, so they wanted to invite out residents and elected officials who can attend. And then Saturday after that, the same day as our market series, earlier in the morning, Oxon Cove Earth Day cleanup with the Potomac Riverkeeper Network is going to be at 10 a.m. It'll run 10 a.m. until noon, 1-ish. So what you can do is if you're feeling very energized that day, you can start your morning by cleaning up over by Oxon Run and the trail that runs behind Bell Acres Park. And then you can come over to the Forest Heights Market in the park, get some food, some music, and hang around with your neighbors. And that concludes my report for today.
Mayor Lilly?
Councilmember McDonald, I see your hand up. But you're still on mute.
Oh.
There you go.
Just want to add, there will be a registration table at Bell Acres for the Oxon Cove event. Just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll move into public period. And this is the time when members of the public can address the mayor and council for up to 2 minutes. You can provide comment or ask a question. And if we're able to answer now, we will do our best to. If we're not, we'll take your information and question and try to get back to you within 72 hours. Is there anyone in person or online who wishes to speak during public period at this time? Okay, going once, going twice. Hearing none, public period is now closed. Next, we will move into department reports. And first, we'll begin with Town Administrator and Project Manager. Are there any questions for these reports? Okay, hearing none. Next, we'll move to Youth and Community Programming. Yes, Councilmember Brownson.
I had a question for the town administrator. In his report, he says that as of April the 6th, we're going to be turning in our old mobile phones and getting new iPhones. So I haven't turned mine in, but my question is, will they transfer the data and phone numbers from our old phones to the new phones?
They should be able to arrange that, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So we should leave our phones tonight or bring them in?
I will call you personally. You can bring in your phone.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we move to Youth and Community Programming. Are there any questions for this report? Councilmember Brownson.
I don't have any question, but I would like to make a comment. I did ask Mr. Holland, and maybe you might know as well, if he can get the youth ambassador at Oxon Hill, how to try to get us some volunteers for Saturday. So I don't know whether you have any connections with that, but that would be helpful. You have a comment?
He's in Puerto Rico.
No, they got back Sunday. Yeah, they got back Sunday.
Well, Mr. Jackson, if you can ask for Mr. Holland to, or someone on the team who has a relationship with Oxon Hill about volunteers. We also have some connections at Potomac High School as well. One of our community members who participates works at Potomac High School, and she's on staff, so she may be able to get us some volunteers as well.
So we need volunteers that can work independently. So that's a must. So you don't need youngsters, like 7, 8, we can't use. Right, high school, we prefer high schoolers. And they can get community service hours, and Mr. Holland had suggested that since they're doing manual labor, he might have a reward for them. A surprise.
Maybe some food?
Gift card.
Oh,
A gift card.
maybe something monetary.
Yes,
Okay.
so that should be an incentive for them.
And it sounds like, will you all have ongoing need for volunteers, or will this just be a one-time?
Cheers. I'm going.
Oh, so maybe we can put it out where they want to come back on a regular basis and they'll get a bunch of hours, which means they'll come back. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Any questions for the treasurer's report for this month? Council President Noble.
Good evening. I had a memo, I think dated, March 24th, the state retirement cost planning. And I believe in, a meeting more than a month and a half ago with the mayor's approval, I had requested projections so we could see projection how the town will pay for the retirement, not one time, but just can we project out to 5 years, 10 years, see something that coordinates with the town's revenue and how the town can afford the retirement. Employees should get retirement, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we can afford to pay. We don't want to start something that we have to stop. So I don't know, because this memo for me says absolutely nothing. So, Mr. Frankenfield, is he there?
Yeah, Mayor, do we want to talk about this with the legislation?
Yes, we have legislation on the agenda today where we can have discussion.
That's it for me, thank you.
Councilmember Bronson.
So I had a question about the budget versus actual reports. And I had several questions about that, the report for February. My question was for the dues, membership and conferences, and the service expenses, and the employee performance bonuses. I see that the employee performance bonuses, which was $6,000, it was on there before, then it got expended for $5,999. So I don't remember us giving the employee bonuses out.
So that happened around the first of the year. And we had originally tagged it in our accounting to the department salary lines, general government salaries, public works salaries, police salaries. We noticed it in review with March's financials, so we moved them. But yeah, we budgeted for it and we talked about annual bonuses around the first of the year, the holiday. So yeah, that happened.
So what you saying, you gave out bonuses around the first of the holiday?
Can you say that again? The sound wasn't.
Are you saying that you gave out employee bonuses around the first of the year?
Correct. I believe it was January.
Oh. Okay, and then I have another question. I didn't know that. It's on let me find it. It was about the Verizon, Comcast, and franchise funds. And I see that we budgeted for that, but they haven't been coming in. Is that because they come in at another time, or we just over budgeted?
So they pay quarterly. So we'll get payments in October, January, April, and July. So I think we're on track with them. It's just that their payments aren't on a monthly basis, and we'll be expecting the next quarterly payment in April.
So at the 2 quarters have gone by and they pay quarterly, so they should be at least 50% where they should be. But according to your report, they are not.
Yeah, that's accurate. Can you give me the line number, please?
Let's see, I have to find it. I just wrote it down someplace. It's in.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll research it with the team. It could be when the deposits are getting processed. The team doesn't know specifically what budget lines they're for. But yeah, I assume we've gotten 2 payments here to date and we're waiting on the 3rd, and I'll have them look for the receipts for anything that's missing.
Okay, I don't have the budget with me, so I don't see the line.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep, I agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
All right, next we'll move to the police department report. Any questions for that report this month? Councilmember Brownson.
Just had a question. I remember we talked about the ombudsman, that we were doing some work, I don't know, confidential or not, but we were doing the ombudsman was doing a partnership with Walk Brentwood, I think. So is that, and we were going back and forth with that, so what's the status with that?
With the contract with North Brentwood?
Yes.
Oh, I'll give that update. So we passed legislation in February to lower the payment to $4 a citation, but we recently received notification that they are going to terminate the contract. So it's going to end in May of this year. However, we looked at the budget and we only budgeted to receive approximately $28,000 this year. In next year's budget, it was even lower. It's around $10,000. So we're not going to be continuing the partnership going forward. However, it's going to free up the police resources to work on citations and public safety that's within Forest Heights, specifically stop sign citations, of which we have several thousand a week, it looks like. So
I thought when we talked about it previously, we were debating about, and they were saying it like it's only about $50,000, and 50,000 worth no. Then that's why we agreed to continue it. So.
Well, the way the agreement works is either party can terminate with 60 days notice, and the town of North Brentwood is going to pursue their own person, a civilian who's not paid as much, I guess, as they pay us to do it, to handle that with additional duties.
Okay, thank you.
Council President Noble.
I have one question for the chief. Is this a new category, check welfare? I don't remember seeing that in the past.
No, a check welfare is just simply someone's calling because either they haven't heard from someone in a while or they want us to go and check on them to make sure that they're okay. So that's probably a call that we will get sporadically just based on the needs of people who are probably out of town or who haven't heard from their loved ones in a while.
And also crossing guard sign.
Yes, so if we have a situation where we put out an officer, so what I have done is I have brought in some of the officers in the morning to do crossing guard assignments so that they can be there at the bus stops and help out with stop sign enforcement, but also be at the schools between that time when the kids are walking to school, just as a crossing guard enforcement to help out, make sure they get there safely.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, that concludes our department reports for today.
My hand is raised.
Next, we'll move into legislation.
My hand is
First section
raised.
is legislation for action.
Hello?
Item on our agenda
Hello?
under legislation.
No.
Oh, my apologies, Councilmember
Hello?
McDonald. We're going to go back into reports just for her question very quickly.
This is not good. Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
I have a question for the chief regarding the citations that the residents are getting regarding the cameras. And what are we as a town? I'm understanding that it's not just the town of Forest Heights that's having issues with this camera, this company, things of that nature. And I am concerned because there has been, I guess, a lack of communication with the seniors in the community who's having these issues. They're getting multiple tickets, and some of them understand the line, the stop at the stop sign and all of that, and some of them do not. And it is a problem. And so while we've talked about this before in terms of, looking at how the camera calibration is working or not working, or the algorithm is is off, or whatever the case might be, I would like for us to consider some kind of resolve to this. If we're not the only town in the in jurisdiction having this issue with this company, then something needs to be looked into further. Okay. And so it's not just a change of behavior that we're looking for. It's also addressing the concerns of the seniors who's mostly having problems. And so, yeah, there was a response to my concern regarding this. And Mayor Lilly, I will send it to you.
Yes, thank you for raising it. I don't know if it's anything for the chief to answer necessarily. However, there is one way we can look at this. Thank you for this comment, because we know it's something that residents are adjusting to, and we're hearing a lot of feedback around. When we introduced the speed camera program, one way the speed camera works is, say, for instance, you or I are driving up or down Indian Head or Oxon Hill Road. Now, the speed limit is 35, but we don't get a ticket at 36 or 37. We have an allowance. And that is because we're looking for people who are flagrantly violating the law, creating a reckless situation that has the potential to harm someone. So what we could consider doing with the speed camera, with the stop sign camera program, is one of the other cities, Tacoma Park, adopted a policy where they don't issue citations if the vehicle is traveling at 4 miles an hour or less and attempts to make a stop or comes to something that is considered a stop. Meaning, if a human being was walking through the street or if another vehicle is present, it is not likely to cause danger and harm. Now, that's something for us to consider. Doesn't mean we have to do that, but if we're looking to find a middle ground where we are really dealing with the drivers who are blowing through stop signs to where they could really hit or seriously injure someone or another driver or pedestrian, that's it sounds like who we really want to target. People who've lived in the town for 30, 40 years and are safe drivers, or those who are new to the town, or those who are visiting. We're not trying to target people who are simply coming and going in their own community. So that's a question, for council. Maybe we can discuss this, have some more feedback. We do have some options so that we can deal with the really dangerous individuals, keep people from being injured, but then also not create something that's a burden on people who live here and people who support the community, who are part of the community. So I don't know.
Can that be, can that be, can that
there.
be, Mayor Lilly?
Chief, if you have anything to add, or Councilmember McDonald, if you had anything.
The only thing I would add is that we are trying to educate them as they come down to the station and show them what it is. I will recommend, if they can go to Let's Drive Safer, just to look at their citation. It kind of helps us when they come down, because they're seeing the still images and they're seeing that in the still images they're stopped, but when you actually look at the video, it actually shows the actual infraction. So we also have finished publishing the video, and hopefully that will be up and everybody can see it. We're going to have it looped in the station, so as they come in, people will see it and be able to educate themselves. But again, our goal is to change the behavior, not to have any driving revenue from this. We just want people to be safe as they're going through the town.
One of the comments I heard at the State of the Town address that this resonated was that it comes at a time when people are experiencing increasing costs in their day to day, like gas. I don't know if you all seen how expensive gas got, even regular gas in the last week. It was almost eye watering. Utility costs in the state are extreme, exorbitant for a lot of folks. So we want to be sensitive. This is not to excuse bad behavior, but it's to really target safety. So thank you, Chief. Councilmember Brownson.
So if the council were to, roll back some of the rules around complete stop versus 2 miles an hour, what would that do for the people that already paid their tickets? Are you gonna give us some refunds? Because I got a lot of them, and I would love some refunds. So that creates another problem, what I'm saying.
Thank you. Council President Noble.
On this stop sign is truly, I mean, the people I've talked to who've had tickets, my behavior has really changed. I stop so long that until I get a caravan, I don't move. But people who know why we're doing it, they understand and they don't take offense to it. But age is a factor in some things, but we can't use bad behavior. We just have to be more conscious, because if you're out there and you see these kids walking and you see cars just going through the stop sign, adults walking, anybody can get hit. So we're trying to keep the town safe.
Thank you. Next, we'll move into legislation for action. Resolution 21-26 is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, authorizing participation in the Maryland Employees Pension System. I move that we adopt resolution 21-26.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 21-26. Discussion. Resolution 21-26 is a continuation of a conversation council has been having over the last year around providing the option for employees of the town to enter into the Maryland Employees Pension System. It's a system that's managed by the state, and it removes administrative burden while allowing a high quality retirement-like plan with a defined benefit for employees, which helps with recruiting and retainment, as employees that have worked in other local governments can bring their service credit from those organizations here, or if they work here, they can take their service credit at our government and have it go towards another program. Is there any further discussion on resolution 21-26? And I know there is. Council President Noble.
Reading from this memo, the recommendation states in the first paragraph, this proactive approach creates a built-in financial buffer and effectively extends the town's decision-making horizon by approximately 18 months. My question is, what happens after 18 months? This was on my, and this is the first time I'm seeing it. So again, so what happens after 18 months? Because this is just a recommendation, but I would expect from the treasurer more than just a recommendation, but just the dollars, the numbers that the council can see and know on behalf of this town and its residents how we are allocating these dollars for the employees. Thank you.
Mr. Franco, you prepared the memo and it shows that $130,000, which is an estimate of what a first year cost and could cost, not due this year, it's actually due in future years. So it's set aside in this year's budget. How could it be set aside in budgets after FY 27?
Yes, thanks, Mayor. And Council President, in response to your question, so we're effectively budgeting for the cost a year ahead of time, meaning we're going to put the funds aside in the upcoming budget year for the next budget year. So what that effectively means, by the 18 months, it means that as we come into our annual budget season each year, we have the opportunity to make the decisions necessary to balance the budget. And those decisions are a combination of multiple factors. It's discretionary spending, it's new hires, it's tax rates, it's other revenue sources. So if we're budgeted a year ahead of time, we have that 18-month cushion for those that come after us to make any financial decisions that they need to ensure that this benefit is affordable, able to be paid for, absorbed into the budget. So I'll leave it there and answer any questions you have. But essentially, we're 18 months ahead of time setting the money aside. That gives us a long runway for any financial decision that we need to make to ensure the town has it for payment when the bill comes due.
Do you have a follow-up, Council President?
On that note, is there a problem to project it out further than 18 months?
So projections are a challenge because we don't know essentially our staffing, right? I mean, you're asking for, if you want a 10-year forecast, essentially you're asking for a 10-year budget. And yes, we can put it together, but there's a lot of variables there. You know, how many police staff we need, how many members will be in public works. Once the new annexation is built, what does that do to town staff? We can do it. There's a lot of assumptions with a long-term forecast like that there's not significant value that you can rely on it for 10 years. I think our system of budgeting for it a year ahead of time is a better one because now we make our decisions with each annual budget to ensure the town can afford it.
Just the end of my follow-up. I think you made the point that I'm trying to make, that there's so many other variables that we wouldn't know year to year, but based on just those basic things, we know the real estate tax, we know where the revenue comes from. So, and based on X number of employees, then we could get a projection, not 10 years, just 5 years, because the way I'm reading this, in 18 months, it may be, oh, well, these variables came into place, so now we can't afford it. You know, I mean, that's my concern.
Yeah, and my response to that would be we would address it with the budget. So if we can't afford it, we take a look at staffing and we take a look at revenue, both of which are in the authority of the town to adjust as needed to ensure that this line item is funded. So that's why I go back to, if we're a year ahead, we've got plenty of runway to make any changes needed for this program.
Councilmember McDonald?
Yeah, so what we're saying, Mr. Frankenfeld, is that if this is something that is adopted, this becomes a priority
100%.
amongst the other items that need to be funded.
That's exactly right.
Thank
It's just another,
Yeah.
you know, it's debt service on police vehicles. We have it, we build it into the budget, we make the rest of the pieces work around it.
Yeah, thank you.
Councilmember Brownson?
My question isn't in the resolution. The third whereas says the town of Forest Heights and its citizens. So is this a legal question where the citizens, if it says the citizens, should they have a vote on this? Should they be a part of this decision that we're obligating the town for at least $130,000 for the rest of its existence? Should this be an ordinance versus a resolution? And another question is, it says, in the last be it further resolved that this should be a one-time irrevocable election to join the participants and join and participate. So a person, if you join one, you can't join later on and you can't get out. I mean, what does that mean? Irrevocable election to join and participate. Somebody. I had a hard time saying it the first time.
Yeah.
So the first question was, and this might be a question for the attorney. The third, whereas it says, in the best interest of the town in Forest Heights and its citizens. So should that be the citizens should be involved in this decision? And if so, should this be a ordinance versus a resolution? Then the second question was on the last paragraph, it says, should have a one-time irrevocable election to join and participate effective. So is that meaning if they join, you have one time to join and you can't be revocable?
So the way that I
Okay, good.
Jason, you want to speak first?
Yeah, good evening. Just to your first question, that whereas clause, you're making a decision that you think is in the best interest of the citizens as their representatives, okay? You see that in a lot of resolutions, you see that in a lot of ordinances. It doesn't give the residents the right to weigh in on it through a vote. You are representing the residents and the citizens. So that explains that language there. A resolution is fine. But that is just some boilerplate language that you see in many ordinances and resolutions because you're passing it. It's in the best interest of the citizens. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And as far as the specifics of the plan is whether or not it's irrevocable, I don't know if we have anyone on the line who negotiated this, or I don't have an answer for you on you should be able to opt out of a plan. I don't know what that means. So I don't know if the CPA or someone
Mr. Jackson
else.
he has.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the election petition, which was circulated last week, was referring to if it's your intent to enroll in the Maryland State Retirement and Pension System, should the council vote for it and the Maryland State Retirement System approve it, the town can ultimately come out if it needs to, but it's extremely difficult to come out of the retirement system. And I believe that's what the state is referring to. And of course, when individual members leave the town, they're free to remove their money from the retirement system.
So I understand the part about the town, but what about an individual participant?
Yeah, so as long as they're employed with the town, they cannot remove themselves from the retirement system.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Kennedy.
We've talked about this for quite some time now. The original 130,000 that's in your memo, we were informed that originally the amount would be less and then it would go up to, I guess, a higher amount. Do we have a clue what that higher amount is? Because I think that's the main thing everyone wants as a bottom line. We want to be able to be sustainable. We don't want to get to the point 3 years from now when it goes up to what it's supposed to be, that we're all looking at each other funny. So if we can get figures from that, because like I said, you've said multiple times that this is just a lower amount for the first couple of years.
Before he answers, I would just I would recharacterize what he said, and then also the projections we've gotten from the state. The original plan that we brought forward last year, the cost was slightly higher. The police officers were in a different program where they got 39% in addition to their salary that was contributed to by the town. The EPS system is a 9% contribution based on salaries. The amount of 130,000 is assuming that everyone who's currently on staff enrolls. We know that we're not going to have 100% enrollment. Some employees will choose to, some will not. So the number that we see initially is likely to be less than the 130,000. But the amount that's paid is based on the salary. So if we hired additional staff, as we consider hiring someone, we need to think about the fact that we pay out an additional amount for their pension benefits. The number that's saved, though, is in the budget so that we have about what we think we would pay based on the staff we have now is worked into FY27 in that budget. So that means that based on the revenues and based on the expenses that we have, we're already planning not just to set the money aside so it can be put into another year's budget and spent, but it's worked into the expenses and revenue we expect to have in the next year's budget, even though we don't need to have it for there. So I just wanted to add that and clarify. Does that make sense? Okay, Mr. Frankenfield.
No, I was just going to add, I think you explained it well, Mayor. But yeah, it's a fixed percentage of salary, similar to health insurance. If we add staff, our benefit costs are going to increase. It's all dependent on what our staff and our salary costs are.
Councilmember Kennedy.
So am I hearing correctly that the magic percentage is now 9? Because it seems like it changes almost every time we bring this up. So is it 9% across the board, regardless of what your position is in the town?
I'm not sure who that question is directed to, but I'll answer it. So last year it was 9.7%. This year is 9.9%. So the market's going to fluctuate. I believe it's based on that.
Percentage. Administrative officers and public safety officers, every employee who enrolls in the plan would have the same percentage that they get from the town.
Because originally the police department was a noticeably higher percentage, like 2-3 times that amount.
Well, that's because they were enrolling in the LEOPS retirement system, and it was almost 40%.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilmember Brownson.
So I think I heard him say that the percentage varies according to the market. So we already know what's going on with the market now, and probably for a couple more years. But that 9.9% is the employees' amount. What about the town's amount? What amount is that, and does it fluctuate?
That is the town's amount, 9.9%. The employee amount is, I believe, 7%. The employee contribution.
Oh, the employee contribution is 7 point what?
7%.
7% for the employee, and then the town pays 9.9. That fluctuates with the market. Scary. Okay, thank you.
Council President Noble.
Last question on this. Mr. Jackson, I know when you were getting the employee sign-in, you needed 60%. So did you reach that goal? Was it 60? Was it 100? Or what was it?
We have 60% of the answers. I still need one more signature, whether it's yes or no, from one council member.
All right. Is there any further discussion on resolution 21-26? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
No.
Councilmember Little. You sure? Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Council President Noble,
No.
Mayor Lilly,
Yes.
4 yeses, 2 nos, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we're going to move to Resolution 22-26. This is a resolution for the mayor. I'm sorry, just a second. It's a resolution for the Maryland State Retirement and Pension System of the town of Forest Heights. I move that we adopt Resolution 22-26. It's a pickup resolution.
Second.
Resolution 22-26 is a pickup resolution for the Maryland State Retirement and Pension System of the town of Forest Heights. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 22-26. Discussion. We're having a fun time with audio tonight. Okay, so Resolution 22-26 is an additional component of going into the retirement system. It allows the employees to receive credit for time served before the town enters the system. But the way that it works is the Maryland State Retirement System each year will give us a credit for those service years that are brought in. So approximately $55,000 a year over the 25-year timeline is deducted, and the town doesn't pay it and receives it as a credit. And so this resolution allows us to facilitate that. Anything I missed, Mr. Jackson?
There's just one other component, Mr. Mayor, that it allows the town to collect or pick up the 7% from the employees' contribution out of their payroll.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on Resolution 22-26? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
No.
Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Council President Noble,
Abstain.
Mayor Lilly,
Yes.
4 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstention, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we will move to Resolution 26-26. And this is a resolution to approve an engagement letter for auditing services for the town of Forest Heights for the fiscal year ending in 2026 to Lindsay and Associates LLC to perform the year ending June 30th, 2026 audit of the town's financial records and prepare the financial statement for the town for said fiscal year. I move that we adopt Resolution 26-26.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 26-26. Discussion. Councilmember Kennedy.
We need to change the past date. Last page, past is 6th day of April.
Okay, you want to offer the amendment?
I make a motion to amend this resolution for the end where it says past this 18th day of March 2026 to change that to past this 6th day of April 2026.
Is there a second?
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we amend Resolution 26-26 changing the passed on date from 18 March to 6 April 2026. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Are there any opposed?
Aye.
All right, hearing none, the ayes have it. Any further discussion on this resolution?
I'm sorry, can we just have a summary of this? You know, I don't think we're, did we, yeah.
Sure, we can have a summary. Was there a question needed to come forward? Thing, question?
Yes,
Well, let me do this. I'm gonna give the brief summary and then I'll give it to you to ask the question. This is a resolution awarding the services for the audit to Lindsay and Associates so we can prepare for the audit that will be due in June and remain ahead of schedule, or on schedule rather, for completing the audit. Councilmember Brownson.
I know that in the third whereas it says, due to the satisfactory job done, in my opinion, I was not pleased with the job that they did. The first one of the orders had Montgomery County as the county that they were working with. Then the second one had some errors in it. And then they didn't let the council see it before they sent it to the comptroller of Maryland. And I was definitely disappointed and not satisfied with that.
Thank you, Councilmember. Council President.
I have I guess this is a letter of engagement. And I noticed in reporting, and I don't know if this is to not avoid, but that the council should have received the report last year, but we did not, the audit rather. And this specifically says that the report will be given to the town's management, but nowhere does it say the council. So this negates them giving it to the council. And unless this reporting is changed or modified or edited, I don't see where the council would even get a copy of the audit.
Well, I disagree that it negates the council getting it. We have agreed with the auditor that the council will receive a version before it goes to the state for filing. And that's in the meeting minutes. It's on the record. If you'd like to make an amendment to the resolution to include it, that's always an option. We're committed to keeping the council looped in on the audit before it goes. That's a non-negotiable. Councilmember McDonald.
Yes, outside of the minor errors, was there any concern from the state about the audit? And did we meet?
I'll let Mr. Frankenfield answer. I didn't hear anything.
No questions from the state on the format or the results of the audit for 24 and 25.
And we met the requirements
Yes.
that we needed to make. Okay, thank you.
Yep. And just to clarify, 24 we were behind schedule on, right? 24 was late. With extensions, we should have completed 24 by March of 25. We didn't meet that, but we filed 25 timely.
But just a follow-up, Mayor Lilly, there were no concerns that we needed to address as a council. Is that correct?
Are you referring to?
Thank you.
Are you referring to as far as the numbers or the calculations or something of that matter?
Say that again, Mayor Lilly.
It sounds like you're asking about were the numbers being accurate or were there any other issues around the financial reporting? If that's your question, the answer is no.
That was not my question. My only question was if there was any concerns that council needed to address before it was sent to the state.
Not to my.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is there any further discussion on resolution 26-26, Council President?
Question in reference to the state's response. If there's something wrong with the audit, what's the time frame for the state to come back to the town?
So what I've seen from my other clients, if the state notes anything from their review, the mayor and the treasurer will get a letter from the state along with the auditor. It's generally not required for the town to provide a response. It's more about formatting. These two numbers don't add up, things like that. I haven't seen where the state says, here's our findings on your audit. You have 30 days or 60 days to respond. Obviously, we comply if that came to our attention or that happened, but we haven't seen it.
Any further discussion? Councilmember Brownson.
On that note, when Lindsay did the first report and the controller sent back some recommendations and stuff like that, and then the treasurer said, handled them. And some of them, he said he didn't necessarily agree with them. So did we get that kind of report back again this year? From the first report when you were here, the controller sent something back, but this and this and that, and some recommendations, and you considered those, and some of them say, well, I don't agree. You remember that?
That was the auditor. That wasn't the state. That was the prior auditor.
Oh, okay, the prior auditor. Okay, but you were the treasurer at that time.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So you do remember?
I remember what you're referring to. And yes, that was disagreement on processes and policies that the prior auditor recommended, not the state.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? Did you have a question or anything that you needed, Councilmember Hines? Yes, your mic on so folks can hear you, Al.
I just want to know with what Council President Noble, had said about that we need to be looped in, is that going to be some type of, are we going to amend it so that that happens, or?
Would you like to do that? We can.
I mean, transparency to me is really important. And so, yes.
Okay, sure, yes. You're welcome to offer the amendment. It could be simple language inserted to say that we are going to provide a copy to council for review before the audit is sent off.
Okay.
I'll let you make the amendment. Council President, would you like to make it?
You want the amendment in the resolution?
Yes.
I make a motion to amend the resolution 2626 in the fourth whereas to include and I'm just skipping over, to audit the financial statements of the governmental activities, the major fund and the disclosure, which collectively comprise of the basic financial statements for the town of Forest Heights as of the year ended 30/2026 to all elected officials, including the mayor and council members.
I second.
Well, he's already in it, their letter. He's in their letter.
Okay, is there a second on that motion?
I second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded that we amend resolution 26-26 in the fourth whereas changing language. I remember what you said. I'm just looking for it to see, make sure I see it in the same one. Hold on just a moment. Madam Clerk, can you confirm for us that the language is in the fourth whereas?
Unfortunately, Mayor Lily, my laptop is not
It's not
functional.
cooperating.
I can check. I did make note of the language Council President would like changed, but I do have a question.
Okay, so let's do this. We have the motion on the floor. It's to amend the fourth whereas, striking the language that says government management and inserting all elected officials, including the mayor and council. Discussion. Now we can talk because it's on the floor. We're gonna do the vote in just a second. But you had a question on that, it sounds like.
Yes, while I did understand what Council President would like to see, I want to make sure I have specific wording, and she mentioned all elected officials, including the mayor and council, but may I just put one? May I just have either all elected officials or mayor and council? Thank you.
And while we're in discussion, so you just want to add in all elected officials, basically, after, what's the last word? Okay, so now we're gonna have a motion that's gonna exceed. You want to withdraw the original one and then insert differently? That'll help us clean it up faster. And yeah, I'll say it this time.
Okay, I'm going to withdraw my original amendment for Resolution 2626.
All right. I move that we amend Resolution 26-26 in the fourth whereas, after the words management, inserting the words and to all elected officials. Okay, correction. You all bear with us tonight. Bear with us. We're getting through this meeting. Audio challenges and everything else. Okay, strike that. I move that we amend Resolution 26-26 in the fourth whereas, after 2026, inserting the words to all elected officials.
No, she said to all elected officials to include the mayor and council. So it's simplified.
Okay, so we're good with that? Is there a second? Is there a second? I'm giving. We already did that. Yeah, we did that. Okay, so we have a second. Who's the second?
Second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded that we amend Resolution 26-26 in the fourth whereas, after 2026, adding to all elected officials. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Are there any opposed? All right, hearing none, the ayes have it. This resolution has been amended. I move that we adopt Resolution 26-26 as amended.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 26-26 as amended. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald?
Yeah.
May I confirm that's a yes? Councilmember McDonald?
State that one more time, Madam Clerk.
Can you
Council-
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Council President Noble?
Yes.
Mayor Lily?
Yes.
6 yeses, the vote is unanimous, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we have Resolution 28-26. This is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, to appropriate red light vendor fees and amend the fiscal year 2026 budget. I move that we adopt Resolution 28-26.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 28-26, and it was seconded by Councilmember Kennedy. Discussion. All right, this resolution is brought forth to reflect the higher than expected red light camera income that the town has received since standing up its program with the increased or higher than projected revenue. This resolution is allowing us to properly account for the fees that are paid out as part of this program. And anything else to add, Mr. Frankenfield?
No, ma'am. I think you covered it.
Okay. Is there any other discussion for Resolution 28-26? Council President Noble?
Is there a reason that there was no fee in the line item 9008-7300?
When we originally drafted 26 budget, we were unsure if red light camera collections were going to come to fruition in fiscal year 26. So we didn't budget for the revenue, nor did we budget for the vendor fees associated with the revenue. So when collections started coming in, it distorts our appropriations for the public safety department just because we didn't assume that it was ever going to materialize when we drafted the budget originally.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines?
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson? Councilmember McDonald?
Yes.
Council President Noble?
Yes.
Mayor Lily?
Yes.
6 yeses, the vote is unanimous, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we have Resolution 29-26. This is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, accepting the resignation of Mr. Charles Brown from the Public Works crewman position. I move that we adopt Resolution 29-26.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 29-26. Discussion. Any further discussion on Resolution 29-26? All right, my apologies.
Sorry.
Councilmember Kennedy.
Just real quick, did he resign effective that day or did he give 2 weeks?
That day.
Thank you.
All right, if there is no further discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines?
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson? Councilmember McDonald?
Abstain. Can you hear me?
Councilmember McDonald.
Can you hear me? This is.
Okay, now you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Abstain.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Mayor Lily,
Yes.
5 yeses, 1 abstention, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we have Resolution 31-26. This is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forsyth Heights, Maryland, to approve a police K-9 retirement and transfer agreement. I move that we adopt Resolution 31-26.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 31-26. Discussion. This is a resolution to transfer the K-9 officer that we currently have at the town. After a survey of officers, Chief Ruffin was not able to find another officer who's going to continue the K-9 program. And so this resolution allows the officer who spent the last few years working with this K-9 dog to, over the next period of a year, receive ownership from the dog and eventually own them outright. There is a period of a year whereby this employee can be reimbursed up to a certain dollar amount for some of the veterinary needs of the dog, just to make sure that it stays healthy and has a transition. After that 1 year period, the town has no responsibility or involvement for reimbursing any additional costs. But again, this comes after Chief Ruffin tried to find an officer on the team who was going to take over the program, and they weren't able to do so. Chief Ruffin, anything else to add?
The only thing I would add is that we did attempt to find someone, like you said, and then also by the time that we get someone trained and up to speed, the dog would have almost less than a year of field service left. So that took one of the decisions to go ahead and let the dog retire, because we would not have anybody to fill it immediately, which it would have to retire by the time we ultimately do fill that position and get a position in the department for someone to get hired in.
Thank you. Council President?
I've noticed that this resolution says that there's a K-9 retirement and transfer agreement. Was this agreement reviewed by the attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And just for me going forward, it would be nice if that was attached to the resolution. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did we, just a moment, do we have a copy of it where it can be? I believe it was in the agenda that was distributed.
Yes, it's in board docs. If I missed printing it for council persons who got a packet, I apologize for that. But we do have the agreement letter, yes.
Okay. Councilmember Brownson and Councilmember McDonald, I see your hand. Coming to you next.
Okay, can you just clarify this for me? Corporal Nugent is leaving the department.
Yes, ma'am.
So he was the dog handler.
Yes, ma'am.
And so he's going to take the dog with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Is he going to another department?
Yes, ma'am.
So we paid for the dog.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're going to be using it in another department.
No, ma'am.
No,
Oh.
no.
What's going to happen?
The dog is not allowed to be used for another department. The dog will become a civilian dog and a pet. So the agency that he went to will not transfer liability. He will not use that dog for that agency at all.
So it'll be like his personal dog.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So is he willing to buy the dog? Did we pay for the dog?
Is he willing to buy the dog?
Did the town buy the dog?
Yes, ma'am.
So we need to sell it to him then, right?
Well, that's what we're ultimately that $1 transfer fee. So what it is right now, we put out the notice to get someone to see if they would take the dog. It's not about so much of us keeping it, but we have to house it. We have to find someone to keep it, and then we got to find someone to certify it.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't even have a position to offer to bring someone in as a K-9 officer to even promote it. So that's kind of how that is the
So,
best effort
so-
for the dog.
so we're gonna give him the dog and provide for him for a year.
Yes. So there is a guidance and there is statutes for a dog retiring just to make sure that it does stay healthy for dogs that do retire.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember McDonald.
Chief Ruffin, do we have in the town of Forest Heights a need for a canine dog?
Could you repeat the first
And
part of your
what were,
question?
and what were the benefits of having the canine dog, of having a canine dog?
Can you say the first half of your question one more time?
My question is, what would be the need for the town to have a canine dog? And what are the benefits to having a canine dog? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we heard you.
All right. So some of the benefits to having a canine dog, the new laws that are passed, it is now keeps us out of legal liability of us entering vehicles. The dogs that we have are trained on CDS, which allows us to get into vehicles safely and by law. Also, it reduces liability and injury for officers because that dog is used to help capture and subdue suspects without our officers getting injured. This dog is also used as a tool, and it also provides us services by giving us grant money and I guess resources that we would not have if we did not have the dog in the town. So it does reduce our budget. It helps us with safety of our officers, and it does allow us to follow the law when it comes to helping to reduce crime inside of the town.
So follow up, Chief Ruffin. Is this a total abolishment of the program and having a canine, or is there going to be some reconsideration later?
Oh no, man, we're not getting rid of the program. We're just down
Okay.
one dog. We still have 2 dogs in our program.
Okay,
This is
thank you.
just one of the dogs that we will retire. But the goal is to go back up once we are able to staff up. But right now, we don't have the staff to maintain that one dog and to keep it in service.
Thank you, Chief Ruffin. Councilmember Kennedy.
Do we have a dollar amount that's projected to go toward this?
Right now, we're up to $2,500 in fees.
So if the dog got sick, are we gonna dump tens of thousands of dollars into vet bills?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Council President Noble.
On that note, will we get a report how the dog is doing? I mean, like a pet, you want to know. You still want to know.
Absolutely. I'll have them send pictures and updates just to make sure it's healthy, especially for the next year.
Thank
I
you.
want to see
That's
the
what,
dog.
yeah, whatever that agreement says for the next year. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll let it calm down first, then I'll go see it.
Mayor Lily,
Be careful what you agree to.
can you hear me?
Mr. Frankenfield, I saw your hand was up. You have something to add.
No, I just wanted to confirm the not to exceed dollar amount that Councilmember Kennedy asked, so I'm clear. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. There's no further discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines. Councilmember Kennedy.
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson.
Hate to see Pryor go, but yes.
Councilmember McDonald.
Yes.
Council President Noble.
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Yes, and glad we have some backups.
6 yeses. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and good solution. This was a creative way to make sure the dog is taken care of and to use resources wisely to give a little protection, but limiting the town's liability. So thank you for that. Okay, next we'll move into legislation for discussion. We had a lot on the agenda tonight, but we're moving through so far. All right, next we will have council president vote. We recently completed an election in the town of Forest Heights on March the 11th. The votes were certified and ratified March 18th. And so now we need to have a vote for council president as we do each year after the election. And Madam Clerk, how are we going to conduct this vote?
I was under the impression you didn't want to conduct it tonight, but last year you all kind of just wrote down your vote and we took it from there.
Let's do that now. Let's do that now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give us just a moment. We're going to conduct the vote momentarily.
Can I send my vote to Madam Clerk?
Can you text me, Councilmember McDonald?
I can send you a chat. Are you online?
No, ma'am.
Oh, you're not online. Okay.
The reason we're getting that is when you were actually hearing us through the.
Now you know how to talk when you back there at home.
What? How do we get new flags? All of the ones that are flying down.
That's fine. Well, someone did give me a blank one. But
Well, let's do this.
I have 4. Well, I have 5, including Councilmember McDonald's.
Okay, so if we're
I have
missing
it.
one, let's do it again if we're missing, just in case.
One is
You gave her one and that she's holding physically, or you sent it to?
Yes, ma'am, I checked.
Majority.
Do we have a majority?
You do. We do. And so it would be Council President Noble.
All right, well, congratulations, Council President Noble. All right, next. Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry. I see what happened. So it was under discussion. I get it. I understood. All right. Next resolution is Resolution 27-26. This is the resolution to establish the council committee reassignments. And the assignments have not changed. But Council President, you said there was one situation we need to discuss. So let's do this. You all want to vote on this tonight? Or leave it in discussion? Nothing's changed. We can vote on this tonight. We're doing it again because we're required to by charter. But committee assignments remain the same as of our latest change where we moved Council Member Little to President of Finance.
Right, and then we didn't replace, we have her on this list as the chair and the member too. So it needs to be Finance Advisory.
Okay. Well, let's do this. I move that we adopt Resolution 27-26, a resolution to establish the council committee reassignments. Could you come off mute?
A second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 27-26. Discussion. What were the updates we needed to do under Finance Advisory Committee? We have Chair, Councilmember Shanice Little. She's also listed in okay, so we need to make that Councilmember McDonald under Finance as the 3rd member, where Councilmember Little exists. All right, I move that any other amendments before we go forward?
That way everybody has
We'll-
time to-
We want to make sure we hear you, those at home.
The question was, do you want to table this to the next meeting? That way everyone has time to marinate on this.
Here's what council thinks. We won't have input. Okay. Well, if there's no further amendments, I move that we amend Resolution 27-26 under Finance Advisory Committee. The 3rd member, changing it from Councilmember Shanice Little to Councilmember Jamila McDonald. Is there a second?
Hello, do I understand something?
Councilmember
Different.
McDonald, just one moment. It has been moved and seconded that we amend Resolution 27-26. Discussion. I think I saw you coming off mute. Wanted to see if you were saying anything.
Yes, I guess I didn't get the clarity on what was being discussed right now.
For the Finance Advisory Committee, we have Councilmember Little listed as the chair, but she's also listed as one of the members, and it didn't have your name there. It looks like it was the result of we changed her to the chair mid-year. You used to be the chair.
Oh, yeah.
Place the chair's name, but we didn't get to add your name back as a standing member of the committee.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Any further discussion on this amendment? All right, all in favor of the amendment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hello?
Oh,
Are there any opposed? Okay, hearing none, the amendment is adopted. I move that we adopt Resolution 27-26 as amended. Is there a second?
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 27-26 as amended. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy.
I guess that was my answer.
Can I please get an official?
Abstain.
Abstain. Okay. Councilmember Brownson. Councilmember McDonald.
Yes.
Council President Noble.
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Access.
Yes.
5 yeses, 1 abstention. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we have resolution 30-26, a resolution of the mayor and town council of the town of Forest Heights declaring a designated segment of Oxon Hill Road as a residential district for the purpose of automated speed enforcement pursuant to Maryland Transportation Article subsection 21-80. This is up for discussion. Okay, so recently the town annexed additional portions of, actually, no, this is not that. Can I have a staff summary on this resolution? It's slightly different from that. It's something that we did on another area where there's speed cameras, but we did it in the reverse. So this is going from residential, from school to residential, is that correct?
Yes, and apparently this has been on the town's agenda for quite some time. It's a reference to Oxon Hill Road in front of the post office where the speed camera is. This will be a resolution reversing or changing the speed camera from school zone to residential, which would allow it to run 24 hours as opposed to strictly during school time. The rationale is that the hotel and the two hotels in proximity and church would allow it to qualify for a residential zone.
So this is here for discussion. It was a recommendation from staff. It's here for council to discuss and see if this is something we think we need to do. And apparently this is a request from some either committee meetings or some other discussion in the past. So it's back for discussion.
I'm trying to get the location. You said in front of the post office? I'm sorry? Right, so you says 2 hotels there?
Yes, well, there's the harbor side and there's a Comfort Inn. That's right.
Oh, okay. So that makes it residential?
It could. So the next step after this would be to permit it with SHA, and they will either approve it or deny it.
Sounds like stretching. Okay.
Council President Noble.
That was my question. Could this be challenged? Okay, so the state highway would have to say yes or no.
That's correct. This would be a no risk.
Thank you.
And why do we want to, I'm sorry,
Councilmember Brownson.
why do we want to do that again?
So currently the speed cameras are only activated during school hours. And when we make it residential, it's 24 hours.
That's about money.
Oh.
No, we actually, I'll weigh in here. I remember one Sunday I was at church and I got a text message from the chief that we had a double fatal accident right in front of John Hanson Montessori School overnight. Both drivers were intoxicated and they struck each other and they both died. And then about 3 weeks later, we had another incident where a pedestrian was struck and killed on Oxon Hill Road a little further down, just after dusk. it was someone who lived, both people lived in the area, both the pedestrian and the person driving the vehicle. So it's potentially about safety. Right now, if you're coming through those areas doing some of the speeds that we know people do when they don't think they're being monitored, you wouldn't receive a citation. If it's a Saturday night at 12 a.m. and you're doing 70 miles an hour on a portion of the road where you should really be driving 30. So it's for consideration, just for consideration. Council President.
I guess my other question, I know it's the school zone hours, but like on 210, it's always. So is it that it has to be considered residential, or can it just be that it needs to be turned on 24/7? You know what I'm saying? Do you have to say that it's residential to turn it on?
Yes, it has to be classified as a residential zone.
But the highway is not a residential zone.
The highway camera
Right.
is in the residential zone,
Okay.
but the speed camera on Oxon Hill Road is classified as a school zone.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Kennedy.
So for clarification, all the other cameras are 24 hours.
We only have 3, and
Others.
this is the only one that's a school.
Don't we have 4?
Livingston Road, Oxon Hill Road, 210.
And the one further down,
I think the county still maintains that. Same with the one in front of the fire station?
yes.
Yes. Yes, I think that's county.
So we never acquired that one.
We have the roadway and we're in the process of getting it
Okay.
changed over, but the county still maintains.
Understand. Thank you.
All right, so is there a consensus from council on moving forward with this at this time? Or not?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Well, if it's not tonight, is it bringing it back next meeting for further discussion? Councilmember McDonald, I see your hand up.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is there anything that we need to resolve now that would, that would move this forward?
It's on the agenda for discussion. It can be voted on. We have members in favor. I see a couple head shakes.
I mean, if there aren't any obstacles in thought about it, I don't know why we would have to wait. Like, I'm with President Noble about, and also Mayor Lily, your mentioning of the activity, the increased activity on weekends and cars just speeding through, and not caring. And 210 is basically the same thing. It's not turned off. So I could take care of it now if you all are open to doing it.
Thank you, Councilmember. Who's first between the remaining? Councilmember Hines and then Councilmember Kennedy.
Well, my thoughts on it is that it just got brought to me tonight. I would really like to wait. So, the urgency is there, but I still would like to. Yeah.
Councilmember Kennedy.
I remember a time long ago when the speed limit actually was 35 miles an hour included on Indian Head Highway. But is it 35 on Oxon Hill Road? I thought the entire perimeter around this immediate area was 30 miles an hour.
I'll confirm it for you.
Thank you. The only reason I'm asking because it's in the second whereas.
Okay,
All right, that's fine. If we're taking a straw vote to vote, I'm in affirmative of that.
someone want to offer the motion?
I move that we adopt resolution 30-26.
A second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 30-26. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Abstain.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson, Councilmember McDonald,
Yes.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Yes.
5 yeses, 1 abstention. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That concludes our legislation for this evening. All right. Next, we have on the agenda a closed session. And for those members of the public, the way a closed session works is mayor and council vote. We go into a session that's only for council and staff or other consultants. We report on what we discussed after we conclude the closed session, and you are welcome to wait until that time if you would like to, just outside of the chambers. Good night. All right, I move that we go into closed session under the general provisions of Article subsection 3-305 for reason 7, which is to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice, and for number 8, to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation. Now, the reason for number 7 is to obtain legal advice about a specific legal matter. And for reason 8, it is to consult with staff or consultants or other individuals about specific pending or potential litigation. Anything else? The time is now, we have to vote first. The time is now 9:37. Is there a second to go into closed session?
Second.
All right, it has been moved. It has been moved and seconded that we go into closed session for reasons 7 and 8 under the general provisions of Article subsection 3-305 for the reasons I stated previously. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Yeah.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson, Councilmember McDonald.
Yeah.
Council President Noble, Mayor Lily.
Yes.
6 yeses, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, the time is now 9:38 and the mayor and council will go into closed session. We'll return to open session and give you a report of what we discussed. You're welcome to wait until then. This meeting is now closed. I don't know.
Hey, did everybody say happy birthday to the birthday boy?
Happy birthday.
Mr. Farrar.
Yes.